5 years have passed. What's our track record? Have we achieved what was declared in the manifesto of the PAP in 1959? That there shall be equality of women and with men in all spheres. Now, as you may be aware, in the Global Gender Gap Report by the World Economic Forum, every year they have this. In 2014, except for the area of income parity, Singapore, where Singapore did fairly well, came in 10th. In all other areas, Singapore lagged behind, in Singapore, women lagged behind men. Now, in the global ranking, we have been slipping over the years. In 2014, we ranked only 59th out of, we ranked 59th out of 142 countries. As a first world society, as we claim, I think we shouldn't be satisfied with being 59th out of 142 countries. So the question I have for you is, obviously some things have changed, evolved, and obviously some things haven't changed, in spite of the Women's Charter, or, if I could be provocative, perhaps even because of the Women's Charter. Response?
I think that when we talk about gender equality and women having equal rights with men, I think we're not just talking about the Women's Charter, we're talking about a lot of areas. For example, women in the corporate boardroom. And certainly we are, as a country, lacking in that also, and I think recent reports, have also demonstrated that that's one area, for example, in which we are lacking in gender equality. Income, probably with the progression of education and now more women are independent financially, there's probably a progressive step in the right direction in that particular area. Maybe not all, if you look at maybe the top income earners and how many women are there compared to the men, but certainly there is a progressive step in that particular area. Just as an example, we certainly, the short answer to the question, certainly you don't have gender equality.
These are all economic indicators, right? I think we score fairly well in the economic aspects.
Not so well, even then.
Even then, not so well, but relatively better. But I think from the studies, in the social aspects, the progress is not as palpable. Anamah.
As far as gender equality is concerned, I think we have progressed. We have progressed quite well, but it's still a work in progress. I feel that it will take some time. Why? For example, you say, economically we have done well, but really we have not. We still have not achieved equality, where you don't talk about the top bracket or even the middle bracket, but you talk about generally across the board. However, as I said, we have made some good progress. I think in the areas that we have not progressed too well, and it's not only our country, but many other countries, politically,
leadership.
We still have made
in
some.
Leadership areas.
Oh yes, in leadership. We are still not having, too many. We only have
one full cabinet minister.
Full cabinet minister. I think that should progress a little bit faster.
You're not suggesting a quota, are you?
No. I think quota is always something that has been a bugbear for me. From the very beginning, when they were thinking of quota even in Parliament, I don't think it's a good thing.
That's not the right way.
Yes, and plus we don't want it for cosmetic reason.
So let me ask you, do you think there is an inbuilt or endemic bias? Is that the reason why we're not having enough women in key positions, in political leadership, for example? Personally, I don't think so. I don't think there is a bias, but is there a reason why women are not, is it because women are not choosing to go there? Or is it because something is preventing them from doing that?
I think it's a question of both. It's a question of both. It's a question of women are not really coming forward when they have the opportunity. We have known of women who have said no when they were given the opportunity, and they have various reasons for that, and very cogent reasons too. For example, family, it's usually family. Husband may not like the fact that wife is doing so well, things like that. But really, at the end of the day, it's a question of a balancing act. Yeah, I feel that we are progressing, and if you're talking on the Women's Charter doing this, no. The Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination is another important UN-led kind of, which we, Singapore, has signed and has been an active member
Sure.
now.
So,
and that would be another area where it is, the progress should make it faster, you know.
So my question is, if the Women's Charter has been around for 55 years, and it was intended, right, to provide for the, an evolved environment where there's greater gender equality. And equality here would suggest opportunities, right?
Yes.
So is it because the Women's Charter has not been equipped, is not broadly defined to be able to incorporate some of these elements that you talked about? Or is it because it's not intended to?
I don't think the Women's Charter is intended to be for the equality of women in the Singapore context, or for that matter. I think that the time was ripe then. They were trying to, in 1961, where, at that time there was, all sorts of relationships that didn't act well for women. Didn't produce the results that we want. And I think that was the result of that period of time. But then the Women's Charter also has evolved. As you can see, it has had many, I think, huge changes. Huge.